the business. How was the break?
Great.
Was it great? Was it a great break? Okay. Now, has everyone enjoyed the class so far? Yes, you are. First person to get some help. What did you just get help with?
I got help with this Android phone, because I didn't really know how to cut it off. He cut it on, whatever button I was hitting. It wasn't working. He showed me the lesson. We also stand up to how to cut it off. What to hit. I told him I was a dinosaur. Well, I had an Android phone, but the other, this is the one I did this about. Again.
Oh, you need to shut it down totally?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Didn't know how to shut it down. I would charge it, leave it on.
Well, I think when you change phones too, because there's things that I still do.
They did, when I changed phone, they showed me.
Yeah, but
And I forgot.
I still do. I still have problems in my headphones.
You know,
Yeah,
you forget some things, sometimes that's why I got this pen, I write stuff down.
That's why.
That's why I'm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, that's really the only way to get your phone to stop listening to you, to cut it off. Your phone. So let me tell you what I did with his phone, if you don't mind. So he was having difficulty turning his phone off, which could be an issue, especially when you don't want it to die, right? And when you got low battery. Now, another option you can do is a lot of these phones they have what's called extended battery and adaptive battery, and they have extreme extended battery, in which they can turn all the colors black and white to reserve battery. But he wanted to turn his phone off. And so what was happening is normally you can hold that big button on the side, and then an option to power the phone off will come up or to restart the phone. Wasn't happening with his. There were other options coming up like for the voice and his other options in his phone. So that immediately let me know we need to go to settings and look at the options for his side button. Because someone changed those options. Because it's no longer acting as a power button. It's acting as an option button. So we had to go into the settings, look for the side button, and I changed it back to it being a power button. So now when he holds it, he can turn it off, or he can choose to reset, or he can do an emergency call. He wasn't able to do that before. So a lot of these things are in the settings, right? It's not about the tool, right? It's the wielder, because at any time, he can go back and change it now if he wants to use it for settings. Because he might feel in the future, that's actually probably a convenient option. He just didn't know what was going on with it. Right? But now you know what's going on with it, now you can use it to your advantage. Because now it's like, well, hey, I like that. Now I can get to this app or that app, because this option that you can hold the power button and then YouTube will pop up. So you don't have to go through and try to find the app and things of that nature. It's a whole lot of options. You can get these buttons to pretty much do anything these days. Okay? Yes. So, getting back to our class, getting back to the lesson structure, let's go to, I think we've kind of taken notes in number 2. Let's go to number 3. Understanding your devices and operating systems. Now we're going to go over what an operating system is. I accidentally put it at the end of the numbers, but we're going to go over it in a second. But one of the operating systems, actually let me just do that first. So you see these numbers right here, it says, number 1 is smartphones. If you flip the paper over, you'll see 4, 5, and 6. And then the definition of an operating system is right there. Let's actually go through the definition. So an operating system is the main software that manages your device's hardware and resources and runs the applications and provides an interface for you to interact with it. That's basically the screen, okay? It controls how your memory is allocated. That means how things are saved in your phone, how apps are launched. That means if you press it or if you use the side buttons, and how you see and click on images. It determines how your phone basically functions. It's the brain of your phone, right? So we have a brain. Our brain tells us if we get poked, we're supposed to say ouch. It's just built into us, right? If we get hit hard, we're gonna cry. We don't have to tell ourselves to cry. It's already built into it. It's part of our operating system. Same thing with these things here. Right? When we press a button on our phone, it's supposed to do things automatically. Your phone shouldn't have to think about, this person just pressed me. What is this thing? Why should I be doing it again when they press me? It should be an automatic thing. That's what an operating system is for, okay? It's a bunch of algorithms already set forth so that when you start using it, it does what you expect it to.
You don't have a mission.
They don't have a mission. They don't have a mission. That's right. Now let's flip back to the beginning of understanding your devices. Number 3. So the first one is your smartphone, right? What makes your smartphone smart? Oh boy. So what it is, it's a pocket-sized device that's primarily used for calling, texting, and running apps. Now your screen size is going to generally be about 4 to 7 inches. And the key uses that people use it for, right? Internet browsing, social media, video calls, especially with your grandbabies, your GPS. I'm all about GPS. Right? And banking, things like that, and more. Okay? So, your smartphones are basically a computer in your pocket. Right? Your whole world in your pocket. My children today, they don't even understand how we even live without a phone. I'm like, we used to go to the library. Books, they exist. Paper, pens. That's right, we have to read. It took us more than 1 minute to do a book report. Yes.
We were talking about the screens, and of course I have bad eyesight trying to read stuff on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
With technology, can you do the same things on my phone that I can do on the computer? Have you caught up, or is there just some things you do on one of the devices?
Well, basically, all of these devices can generally do the same things, but how they do them is different. So if you look at something on your computer screen, you can zoom into it, but you're gonna probably have to use your mouse. And have to click on like a zoom button, the plus and minus signs. But if you want to zoom into something on your phone, you just take your fingers and just zoom in, right? You make the screen bigger, or you zoom out. And now some laptops you can do that too, right? You can just, instead of the keyboard, you can just touch the screen and zoom in. So there's all different types of ways to do the same thing based on the device that you're using. So let's talk about tablets, right? Tablets is basically going to be larger. And they're generally about 7 to 12 inches. Much easier to read, much easier to play games on, much better for movies, okay? If you got your big purse, you pull out your tablet, boom, you're in the doctor's office, throw on your Bluetooth, and you're in heaven, right? If that 45 minutes it went by, you didn't even think about it. So it's gonna take 5 minutes for the doctor, now I'm looking at my watch, it's an hour. But you got your technology with you, right? You got your tech. So let's talk about now laptops and desktops. So your laptop is a portable computer with a built-in screen and a keyboard, right? And the key uses, people use it a lot for work. Video calls, especially emails, storage, and web browsing, and of course typing. Because, when I started using a computer, when I was in grade school, high school, I pretty much thought the computer was just like a cool typewriter. You got the type on the screen, and instead of you having to use a new sheet of paper, I can press the erase button. Now I can just type it up again, you press print. Okay, great. Upgraded typewriter. That's all I thought a computer was. But I don't know why they didn't give us more info on that. But
Yes, I have a laptop at the house,
okay.
and my daughter London was bought for me over 10 years. I've never used, I don't know how to use it, it just sat there. But don't it need now updated or something? Need to be updated.
Well, after 10 years, it may not be any more updates for that computer. Oh, you said 2 years or 10 years?
Oh, it's about 10 years, but I never used it. I never used it. Oh, they got it brand new, but I didn't know how to use it.
Yeah, so after about 10 years, it's not many updates for that computer anymore. So what this, and let me tell you how this also works. So these computers come with a certain amount of memory and storage. And every update that you do takes up more of that storage because that application has more stuff into it. Right? So let's say you have an app with a video game. Let's say you got a video game, everybody maybe has heard of, I don't know, Powerpuff Girls or something, I don't know. Everybody heard of boxing. Let's say you got a new boxing game. Okay, you've heard of boxing, right? And now they've done an update in which they added a new character. You got a brand new character to the boxing game. Well, that new character, for you to play them, is going to take up more storage or memory in your phone. So they want to add now 10 new characters. If you want to add those 10 new characters and actually play them in the same game, it's going to take more memory to play that game now because there's more put into it. And now your phone needs an update because now the game has changed a little bit because now they maybe added new costumes and now they changed how the game looks. And so now it's different. And now this button is now on the left side. So now you need an update. Now you need more memory for that. And so as time goes on, you've maxed out on the memory of that phone. And now you get these YouTubes now in which there's so much going into it, right? Because you can scroll down and you got a little screen playing while you're still scrolling up and down and looking at the other videos. That takes a lot of memory from your phone. And when your phone is 10 years old, it doesn't have that amount of memory. And when it tries to update it, it's like, your phone does not qualify or is not available to be updated to this latest version because it doesn't have the storage. You can still use the old version as long as the company keeps it available. At some point, they stop that version from being available. They keep it available because they know some people still use it.
So I never used it before, other than going in, type of this something, don't know what I'm doing, erase it out. But that means that I never used doing nothing in there, so I mean, I don't understand.
Even though there's nothing in there, the amount of memory from 10 years ago is so small compared to the amount of memory that applications need these days. Like one application could probably use up all the memory of your computer very easily. And that's the issue right there. So, a tablet is less powerful than a computer because they typically give it less RAM. And it typically doesn't need as much RAM because of what tablets are generally used for. Tablets are generally used for entertainment because you notice they don't come with a keyboard. So you're not doing lots of typing, you're not doing lots of paperwork, you're not doing lots of editing or emailing. I mean, you can, with the little digital keyboard they give you, but that's why they don't give it all of that RAM. So there's two types of memory or storage. There's RAM and ROM. ROM stands for read-only memory, and RAM stands for random access memory. And how you can kind of think of them, ROM is like, if you think of your brain, ROM is more like long-term memories. And RAM, you can think of them as short-term memories. So, but you need both to make your computer work. So think of it like this. When you save a picture on your computer, that's supposed to be there for a long time, right? So where is that going to be saved? In your ROM. Read-only memory.
So that's why you can't, download something on your tab.
Because you don't have enough storage. That's right. And then the other type of memory is RAM. So let's say you pull up that same boxing game, right? And you want to play it right now. And you're pressing stuff and you're doing things on it. Now your your phone is not saving every button that you press. Right? It's not saving it in a storage somewhere. Then you go back and then you look at a file and it's telling you every button that you press. It's not telling you every move that you make. You press left punch, right punch. Those aren't being saved. But somehow you're still able to do it, right? That's because you're using your RAM, your random access memory. That's what allows you to do tasks right now, but they're not necessarily saved long term. So think of this in your memory. Let's say you came into a new building, right? A new building, let's say your son was getting married, and they're having a wedding at this hotel. It's your first time there, you've never seen it before, and now you're in there, and you need to know where the washroom is. Right? Somebody's going to tell you where the washroom is. Now, you need to use your short-term memory to remember where the washroom is every time you need to go. But once you leave, you're not keeping that in your long-term memory. But the things that's in your long-term memory is like your birthday, maybe your wedding date, and your address where you live. Those things you need to remember and bring up right away. Your long-term memory. Your short-term memory, somebody asks you a few years later, what was that bathroom at that hotel where your son got married at? You're like, how am I supposed to remember that? You can even walk in the same hotel. You're like, it was somewhere. But I asked you, what's your birthday? Oh yeah, July 17th, 1982. That's the difference right there. So your random access memory is so that you can do tasks right now. But you're not trying to save them long term, but you need to get stuff done right now.
But you get into a situation like, you don't want a desktop. Okay, that's long term. Because, no,
Desktop doesn't mean long term.
computer.
Computer doesn't mean long term. The type of storage, ROM, is long term. ROM is in computers, laptops, your phones, they all have ROM and RAM.
But in some laptops, you can't like, what you call it? If you're doing a contract and you want to do electronic signature,
Mm-hmm.
you can't do it on some laptops. You have to go to a computer or.
No, that just means you didn't download the right program.
So,
Yeah, that's all it is.
Need an app for that, we're going to that.
Yeah.
you have to go and get an app and download that.
Mm-hmm. And download the program, the app,
Cause
and
I'm
then
looking at it like, why invest in a computer when it's gonna be out there for certain little things that you don't use yearly?
well, that's why you want to, when you get one, you want to buy the one with the most amount of memory that you possibly can afford. Because they're now making these devices in which you cannot insert more memory, or it's very difficult. You have to hire someone like me that can pop open your computer and insert in that extra chip of memory. Now, one thing that you can do, which I do all the time, you buy what's called external memory. Now, that's not RAM, that's ROM. That doesn't make your computer faster, but you can save a lot more things. If you want to make your computer faster, that's more short-term memory. We can do more things right now without freezing or without going slow. Right? Because you can think of yourself, somebody gives you too many things to do, you're like, what? Wait a minute. I can only do one thing at a time. Stop giving me so many things. That's what your computer is going to do when it doesn't have enough RAM. And then when it's too much, it just freezes. So when you have more RAM, your computer's like boom, 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 zip, 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 zoom, zoom, zoom. It can handle lots of tasks. And that's why if you ever seen someone's computer where they have like 50 windows open at the same time. Yes, and it seems like their computer's just working just fine. But if you open one window, your computer's about to freeze. It's like, what's going on? This is crazy. It's because they have more RAM than you do. So their computer can handle more tasks right now. It can multitask better. It can have all these other apps open. It can handle that while you're still using another app at its full capacity. That's called memory versus storage. Storage is when you're saving things, you can go get them later. Memory is also called RAM, is why you can do tasks right now. It's pulling from your storage so you can use it right now.
Okay, so would you find that only on the desktop?
No, everything.
You can do
Your
that on
laptop, your phones, storage itself is a digital thing that is in pretty much all these devices. It's how they function. They use RAM for their long-term memory, for things that they have to keep on file for a long time. So like if you give your device a name, and you want to call it Marcus Vacuum, it's going to store that in its long-term memory. Right? But if you, let's say you program it temporarily to, you give it a task that you only want your vacuum, like you got those little automatic vacuums or Roombas. You can tell it you only want it to vacuum your room from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. That's temporary. You can change that real fast. And it can forget it. So you're gonna think of it kind of like that. Answer your question? Okay. All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure I'm clear about my original question.
Okay.
Cost effective, let's go back. Okay, so we got a phone,
Mm-hmm.
a smartphone,
Mhm.
okay, you got a laptop, and you can get a tablet. Somebody's gonna buy one of those things for you. I'm getting the feeling that it's not cost effective to get a tablet, am I right or wrong?
It depends on why you're getting the device. So I'll give you an example for me. You know, I love my smartphones, right? And when I'm doing Medicare with clients, generally I have to print out all this paperwork to show them so that they have a sheet of paper that you can read, right? And it's difficult, right, for my presentation. And it's difficult, I mean, I will pull up my phone, I'll kind of zoom in, but it's difficult to see that phone. But it's very easy to pull out a tablet and to scroll through the information that's in whichever plan that you pick. To show what your premium is, your co-payments, your co-insurance, when you go to the hospital, the doctor, your specialist, you know, if you got transportation, your over-the-counter, all those things are very easy to see on a tablet. And you don't need a lot of RAM or memory for that because you just pull it up real easily. So that's what generally, most people use a tablet for viewing purposes. They're not really using them for a heavy duty type of work. So they don't sell them with a lot of RAM. So that's why. But you can do the same thing right with your laptop. If you want to pull your laptop out, but your laptop is a little more vulnerable than your tablet. Right? If you snap that thing, that screen can snap off, the keyboard, it's so many more pieces to it that can malfunction. The tablet is just one piece of material that's very simple, easy to use. And it's almost like a bigger version of your phone, but they still put more hardware in your smartphone than your tablet.
I find tablet being convenient when you're traveling, because you have sections where you can file things, like, I'm out of town, and I need to know this username and password of this one company. I got it in my tablet. I got it at home, but what good is it at home if I can't get to it? So there's a lot of things that you can store in a tablet instead of carrying a laptop around. Or even your phone, like you said, you can store it in the phone, but you're trying to look at it. You know, that's small, you know.
Yep, get the tablet for your eyes. For your eyes, for your eyes.
Do not get it in the box.
Yes, I did.
Okay, what's the difference between iPhone and an Android?
All right, the difference between an iPhone and Android. The main difference is, well, there's two big differences because there's some, let's talk about the base difference. There's something called software and hardware. Okay? So with the iPhone, the software and the hardware is made by the same people. Actually, which is Apple. Apple makes the physical phone that the thing that you hold in your hand. You can touch it, hold it, the screen, the camera on it, and they also make the applications that you use on the phone. The applications are called software. The thing that you hold, the screen, all the buttons, that's called the hardware. So when it comes to Android, Android is software. Android doesn't make hardware. So they sell their software to companies that make hardware. So that's why on a Samsung phone, you'll find Android. Right? And also, let me take that back. Android doesn't technically make hardware, but the company who owns them make hardware, right? Which is Google. So Google makes a phone called the Pixel, and they also have their own applications. Okay? Now so Apple makes both. And Android is only applications. So therefore you have the Android market, and the Android market is where you have lots of companies that make apps. And they submit it to this Android market so that it's available for lots of people. And you also have this iPhone market. And they submit their same applications to Apple because they want people on Apple to also use their stuff. So you can have like the same boxing game, they're gonna pitch their market game to Android, and they're gonna pitch it to Apple. And it's gonna work slightly differently because Apple has its own way of doing stuff. So you might have some different options on the same game than on the Android. It's kind of like if you're going to get a PlayStation or an Xbox. You can get the same game. You can get Mortal Kombat for the Xbox and Mortal Kombat for the PlayStation. It might be an extra character for this one, and then they'll put an extra stage on this one because they want you to get both of them. So that's what makes them different. Even though they do a lot of the same, they're owned by different people.
Is Apple the only one that has?
No, Microsoft also has theirs called Windows.
Okay.
So Microsoft also makes phones and operating systems and applications. So Microsoft phones, they can call them Microsoft phones. The applications, they have their applications and their operating systems called Windows, Android. Google's operating system is called Android, and Apple's operating system is called Apple. It's called Apple OS or iOS. iOS, like iPhone. It's the operating system.
Well, let me ask you this then. Both of these are Motorola's Android phones.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you buy Android phone?
Yes, I would.
Motorola?
I wouldn't buy Motorola necessarily.
I got these from Boost Mobile, and they're Motorola. And I'm telling you, I don't think I want them on Android phones.
Well,
These are Android.
I will look at the company Motorola more than Android
Motorola.
because I'm not having those issues on Android. But you look at the company that makes the hardware. Motorola is an older company, like Nokia. Long time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I would say looking to get like a Samsung phone or an Apple phone.
You would look for Samsung or Apple.
Yeah, you're gonna have much better experiences.
Samsung or Apple.
Yeah, they're gonna be more expensive, but you're gonna have better experiences with security, with the functionality of your phone, with it lasting longer, will have more RAM.
I'm used to the flip phone now, I don't even want all of
They sell flip phones. I mean, they sell flip phones. They got the digital flip phones. They got all of them. That's like all the older versions. They making digital versions of it now. Mm-hmm. You know they're gonna sell you on your nostalgia. They're gonna sell you on your nostalgia. No, I was just get a new one. I was gonna do it because the older it is, the less security, the more vulnerable it is. Because the more updated tech it is, the easier it is to penetrate over technology.
And this guy was trying to sell me one at Walmart last week, and it was T-Mobile phone.
Well, it could be a T-Mobile phone. That just means that T-Mobile, they put their bloatware in. That just means T-Mobile put their bloatware in. But you want to look at who makes the hardware. It could be Samsung or Nokia, but I would look at Samsung. Any type of phone. Okay, but Samsung has that. They got the digital new flip phone. Yeah. That's what they'll do. Test and talk. Yeah. Yeah, and that's all they'll do. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, we did not have a sign-in sheet. Uh-oh. Okay, let me ask you one real fast. And that's what time is it? It's almost 12? Ooh, my goodness. Okay. Let's do this. Like, how close is it to 12? Like 5 minutes? No, that's a wrong. But that's not a few minutes off, so I know that it's almost 12. We're gonna do this pop quiz real quick. And let me go get a sign-in sheet real fast. Hold on. I don't want myself hurt either. Oh, no. Okay, real quick, let's turn. There's a little pop quiz back here. It's number 8. And the first question, and the sheet is coming up. The sheet is coming. It's on its way. Now, can somebody tell me what is digital literacy? What is it? There you go. Knowing computers, being literate into digital realm. Okay? Now, can someone name 3 types of devices covered in today's lesson? A cell phone, tablet, laptop. There we go. And desktop. That's another one. What does OS stand for? Why is it important? Operating system. Why is it important? That's how it works. That's right. It don't work without it. How do you power on your smartphone? With the power button. That's right. Now, what are 2 ways to adjust the brightness on your phone? Does anybody know? Go into the settings. That's one way. How about another way? No. Pull down and drop menu from the top. That's right, and it has the brightness on there. You can adjust the brightness of your phone. Those are 2 ways. Now, We didn't go over this, but does anybody know what cable is used for super fast charging? Yes, so these cables, they have 25 watt and 45 watt.
Xfinity.
The 25 and the 45.
Xfinity.
Hmm?
Xfinity.
Not Xfinity. What wattage do you need for super fast charging when you plug your phone in? Like 45, but also you can use a 25. Now the regular charger is like 15 watts, 10 watts. Like this one is a 45 watt charger. And I plug it in, my phone says super fast charger. Now some other ones, it may just say fast charging. Okay, but you want that super fast, so you get it charged in like 15, 20 minutes, okay? Now, let's see, we didn't go over that, we didn't go over that. Ooh, we didn't go over that either. We didn't go over that. Okay, I got another question for everybody. What is my favorite AI application? GPS. GPS. Please pass this around so everyone can sign in. The sign-in sheet is coming around. And now last but not least, on the very back of the paper, there's a couple things for everybody. So one is additional resources and personal help. So you can hire me to come help you and fix your things and things of that nature if you can't get it done in class. I've done that for a lot of students in my last class and taking care of everybody's stuff is no problem. Now also at the very bottom, you're going to see this QR code. Now you may have noticed and may not have noticed, I'm recording this class. So everything that we went over today, you can go onto YouTube and watch it. Yes, you're on YouTube now, that's right.
I love YouTube. I really do. When you go to YouTube, you have to scan this thing.
Yes, you have to scan this. So I want everybody to try it right now. Try it before you leave real quick. Pull out your phones. And it's going to be one or two ways you're going to be able to scan this. The first way I want you to try is to pull out your camera and just show the camera at that little box, and a little thing should pop up. It might be yellow or green or orange, and you want to press it, and it should take you to the videos. Press the video. There you go. You can watch all the classes.
Open and close.
Hey, young lady. Open up your camera app. All right, now for anyone whose camera app does not work, I'm going to show you the other way to do it, but I want to handle people who can use their camera app first. Yes, I'm about to come around real fast. Oh, press the other button. you need? VPN.
First, we're gonna delete them 2 Gmails, right?
That's right.
Right?
We take care of that.
Go to library.
Are you coming tomorrow?
Tomorrow, go to the library, huh?
Are you coming tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take care of it tomorrow.
Y'all been scared you?
Yes. Yes. That's the key. You want to use that when your phone doesn't do it.
I said, Jesus, God, every day. Because all I want to do is text right now.
All right, so. Okay, now there are a few people who, when they use their phone, it did not read the QR scanner. And that's okay. This is all you need to do is go to your app store and type in QR scanner. And just download a QR scanner application. And it will work for you. That's it right there. And then you type in and type in QR scanner. Yeah, right there. Go to Play Store.
Ryan, scan it yourself.
And then when you download it. Uh-oh. It's on the download and it's on.
The phone at home in the car. Well, no, give me the card. It is.
We'll see you next time, right? Next week? Excellent.
Phone number.
It's down now for you.
How do you know my own son? No.
That's it. Now press that. What's the TTTPS?
Night, every night you gotta play.
There you go. Like that. So you see what happened?
Next Monday.
And then we'll argue now. Look at that. You're so welcome. All right, happy holidays. Excellent, excellent. Oh, thank you so much. great. Yes, they are. I'm happy that they are. And Aiden's almost tall as me.
Second line. But you can let me know. I come in second line.
Well, just bring it back tomorrow. We'll look at it. We'll look at all the statistics and the parameters.
So, if you're new,
All right. This is what's called a think pad. Tomorrow next week. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. I definitely will.